Hold on, where there? That's what I was waiting for. Alright. And are we? The hell? Alright. And we are live. That's it, you hear me? Hold on. That was good, people. Now it's a little dark today, but that's because I ain't using no lights as long as the Christmas tree's up. So y'all need to see me no way. Just hear the voices talking. I said, you hear me? Hold on. It's your boy Jose. Say you hear me if you heard it. And we are here again today with the squad. The boy Sean the Don. Say what's good, Sean.
What up, YouTube?
And let's not forget the petty one, B. Say hello to the people.
What's happening with you?
And of course, it's your boy Jose, and we are here with the petty review. Here to cover Survivor Series, NXT War Games, and most likely we'll talk a little bit about
Monday Night Resolve.
Yeah, the Raw events of the day since we waited. Which I'm thinking maybe we might start pushing the review back to like Wednesday, maybe even Thursday on so we can cover the whole aftermath. But we'll talk about that later on. So, like I said, we're here and we're gonna get right into it. So, of course, I say we start with NXT first, guys. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, War Games.
War Games.
Cool, man.
Okay. B, since it's openly your favorite show of all, I will let you begin.
Thank you. War Games, flat out, I give it 4 out of 5 stars. It's just that simple. Only bad match I can really say that they had, and it really wasn't bad, which was the Oh No match. And it was just basically 2 big dudes just fighting. That's it. And do I have to elaborate on that even more?
Nah, I think you covered it. I openly missed that match, so. but from y'all description, yeah, it basically was just
basically,
2 big cats
it was
slugging
basically
it out.
a squash, but a little bit more than a squash because they gave him a little bit of offense. But yeah, it was basically a squash match.
Okay, so yeah, we can pretty much jump over that. I mean, you know, the three matches I really want to talk about on there. So I feel like we can jump into there. They were the highlights of the show. If y'all want to touch on any of the other matches of the night, then what would there? Is there one that y'all want to touch on?
I'll go through them. I'll go through them all just for the hell of it. So starting with Cassius and Lars. Basically, it was a match, like I said, it was a squash match for Lars to look extremely unstoppable. Basically, like, they want him to, what I took out of the match, not knowing a lot about NXT, is that they want him to be looking like the Brock Lesnar of NXT right now.
Okay.
I mean, Cassius was getting in some good offense. He definitely landed some big punches and kicks and stuff, but every time he hit Lars just like stared him down like it was nothing. Like it was like, oh, I eat that for breakfast, thank you. So I gave the match a good 2 stars. To me, like I said, it was not very long. It was only like a 5-minute match. And
13 minutes, but okay.
It felt like a 5-minute match. I'm sorry. It was that boring. It was like just not a lot going on. But yeah, so I gave it a 2 stars. It just, I mean, I guess it was a good opening match just to get the crowd started, and it did what it was supposed to do, which makes Lars Sullivan look like a juggernaut. But other than that, it wasn't anything super impressive.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I can feel that. I seen him on Wednesday, and he fought. For some reason, he was fighting some damn cruiserweight, and he chewed dude up to spit him out, and it was over with. So, and I think that one was literally like 3 to 5 minutes. So him doing that thing was not surprising, and it seems like they have a lack on the main roster of brutes who can go up against Brock or Braun. So makes sense.
Right.
All right. What was number 2?
Number 2 was our favorite match of the evening: Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream.
Velveteen.
Yes.
Slay girl.
Okay, well, I'll take lead on this one, just because I'm the rook.
You got to see the widow's peak that you
well, I guess B will. It's alright though. No, you cool.
Right,
Go ahead.
No, it's cool, B. Just don't let him take lead. You run this shit. This is your show.
It is the petty review. So
basically, it was nice to see some old school moves in the new modern day with a new twist. Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream. My baby, y'all did your fucking thing. I have nothing bad to say about you guys. Motherfucker, I will say your name. God damn it. Wonderful fucking match. Just fucking awesome match. I have nothing bad to say about that. From the Widow's Peak to the...
Okay, what was the Widow's Peak?
The who?
What was the Widow's Peak? What was that?
It was some fucking crazy submission that AJ Lee used to do.
Oh, the Black Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought I was missing something. Like I was like, who does the Widow's Peak? Was that something I missed? Like.
The Widow's Peak was Victoria, my bad.
Okay. Yeah. The Black Widow. Yeah. The Black Widow submission was a nice homage. I liked it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop drinking. But
yeah.
Whatever the case may be.
Stay off the lead.
Whatever the case may be, it was good to see that move. And that unique DDT that Velveteen did.
Shit.
Yeah, you mean the Sister Abba DDT?
Yeah, and Aleister Black sold it so fucking perfectly.
Well, that's because Aleister is openly a great wrestler and needs to be on the main roster like tomorrow. But
openly.
Right, but the way that he sold that move reminded me
of
a RVD. Because we know RVD can sell a DDT, and that's basically how he sold that DDT.
Oh yeah, he sold everything. He sold everything in that match. He's a great fucking wrestler. Like, I'm amazed that they haven't already called him up to the main roster, to be honest, because he is polished.
And here we go with this conversation again. I don't want to rush it when it comes to those two. Because once Mr. McMahon gets control of either one of them, he's going to demolish their character.
What up, Hunt Dog?
I don't want that right away.
Yeah, see, for me as the rook watching them, like I told y'all, I thought that was the title match coming into them not being on the actual program on Wednesday. And just seeing their little promo that they had going on, I thought that would have been the co-main event other than the War Games match itself. Like we were talking about, if I had anything negative to say about the match, which it was very minor, which really is not even a point because they are in a developmental thing. Velveteen, I could see when his punches and stuff were going to get countered. I've seen it coming. He's got to sell that a little bit better. But everything else, I don't want to say perfect, but I mean, shit. Perfect. Like they put on one hell of a fucking show. You wouldn't know you were watching the training promotion, watching them to do their thing. And and Aleister, I feel you on the don't rush it thing, and I definitely feel that about Velveteen. Give him a little bit more time, polish his game up. But Aleister, if he ends up on Raw or SmackDown tomorrow, I don't see, other than this booking tearing his character up, I don't see anything wrong in that boy's game. Like, he's serious, real deal. His attitude, the moves, those kicks, the way he sells shit is all there. The way he used that fucking middle rope to do all the goddamn flips and line salts and shit. Like, dude's cold-blooded, man. He's cold. A cold piece of work right there.
Okay, Sean, your intake on it?
I mean, it was openly the best match of the night. I did not give it a full 5, only because, like Matt said, you could at point see Velveteen is still learning the craft, which is understandable because it is XT, it's not the main roster. But because you could see a little bit of telegraphing, to me it was like a solid 4.75 stars because of that. Now if Velveteen...
Motherfucker, if you're around that shit up. Round it tonight.
I'm not rounding it up, B. That's
review,
my
son.
final rating, 4.75. So you just gonna have to live with it, B.
He's a Mexican judge.
The fuck?
Alright, that's what it
Yeah,
is.
say it your ass right now.
You can be bad if you want to. Cry me on, cry a river, alright, boo?
That's a real bitch ass move.
It is not a bitch ass move because it's a valid point. It's a valid point.
Okay,
Like-
so I get your point. I really do. But the thing about it is, Triple H had him sitting around for a whole 3 years trying to figure out the right concept to go with. And
Right.
now he has it.
Right, but it paid off,
which
though.
is fine.
But like you said, be patient
Yeah.
with it. It paid off.
Yeah, I mean, hey, more credit to him that he found a character that he identifies with, because some people still haven't found it, looking at you, Roman Reigns. But, I mean, but that doesn't change the fact that you're telegraphing. If you're telegraphing and the fans like Matt, who hasn't openly watched wrestling in over 20 years really, and he could see it coming, then that means you're telegraphing pretty badly. And that is, in a way, a criticism of the match. It's a small criticism. It's still a great match. I'm not saying it was not good. I'm just saying it's not a 5-star match.
I hear you. I hear you. Okay, I hear you.
He don't want to,
4.7, 4.6, 4.7. I hear you.
Okay. Someone's gonna be salty over
You're
there.
damn right, I'm salty.
You know what, B? Let me know the next time you're coming over, because I'm just gonna use you as my saltine cracker. You over there so salty.
I ain't no goddamn salty cracks, goddamn it.
So, alright, so that brings us to match number 3, which was the Fatal 4-Way for the Women's Championship. So it was Kairi Sane, Ember Moon, Nikki Cross, and Peyton Royce for the vacant Women's Championship.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Asuka was currently the NXT
Yeah,
Women's
she got
Champion.
called up to the main roster as champion.
She was undefeated. Then she got called up and I left the title vacated. Just a little
Yep.
backstory on that.
Yep. So they took, I guess, what they consider to be the 4 best female wrestlers they had, put them in a fatal 4-way to figure out who was going to be champ.
And I would say they delivered, especially if I look a little bit ahead to the women's elimination match. Comparing the two, they shitted on that.
No, you can't say that. No, you can't say that yet because you can't say that. This is just going by your first instinct as watching them wrestle.
Well, I mean, watching them
first
wrestle
time
in general.
watching
Honestly, me personally, Alistair and Velveteen were the best match of the night. But my personal favorite match of the night were them. Like, I loved what happened in the main event, but watching them, their talent level, it was great. Especially since, you know, B, you've been hyping the women up for so long, and you're like, you gotta watch NXT if we're gonna see the difference. Especially if you, since last time I was into it was the Attitude Era, to watch them, like, just the kind of viciousness. Everybody had their moments, you know, little pirate girl with the elbow, she was doing all her little aerial stuff.
She's fucking annoying. I'm sorry.
Ah.
You don't like Kairi?
No, she's so fucking annoying.
Okay.
I don't know why they gonna let her win the fucking Mae Young Classic. I was so disappointed. I was really disappointed. You have no idea.
But I like that power bomb from Ember on Nikki. That was some serious shit. That's some serious shit. That's some shit that I from my day of watching, you didn't see women getting to do no shit like that. Like, you weren't going to see Lita powerbomb Trish or vice versa that hard on the damn outside ever, and then for Nikki to come back, like she took her little time. You know, she was gone for it seemed like a good 2-3 minutes, 4 minutes or something. She was just out the scene, like yeah, and I like give it
like a whole 10 minutes.
I would say give it, but given like she might really needed it. Like god damn, but you just slammed the shit out of me. But when she got back in the ring, she went fucking ballistic. Like she literally kicked everybody's ass in a nice 2-minute span and showed all types. She was suplexing, she was jumping into the turnbuckle, she was countering, she was doing all types of shit. Like I understand B why you're so into the women now, because they really are out there putting on matches that the men could do. Or they're out there really not. They're not just out there for bra and panties. They're not just out there to be sexy anymore.
You know what? I have been said this. I've been said this, and B acts like I don't appreciate the women or something.
Lay down, boy.
No, Sean, this is what I'm saying. No, Sean, this is what I'm saying. You know about wrestling because you may watch it, but you may watch it off and on. But this is coming from somebody that used to watch just, bra and panties matches.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
so
no.
That you got where I'm coming from with it, so now you can understand.
Yeah, they definitely. I love the champ. Her clips. Her clips. I mean, once again, I guess when we're talking NXT, I really shouldn't just keep bringing this up because it is the training grounds. But there again, I did see a couple moves that were like, oh, okay. Yeah, you gotta tighten that up. Like I openly seen Nikki looking up into the corner, waiting for the Eclipse to come. But I mean, they're training. It was a great match. You know what I'm saying? It was a great match, not a great women's match. It was just a great match. Period.
Right. Yeah. Now, my one issue again would be there were a few spots that were missed or sloppy. But overall, I think it was a really good match. I think that the person who was the correct choice to win was the winner. I'm not going to say Nikki Cross because I know she doesn't deserve to be champion. Amber Moon should be the women's champion right now. I have no problem with that decision. And her finishing move is fucking awesome. She does a moonsault into a Stone Cold Stunner. What's not to like? Nikki's my girl just because she does the crazy angle. I love them crazy bitches. That's what I'm about. I loved AJ Lee too. I love Paige. I love any girl who can pull off the crazy Harley Quinn shit. I'm into it. But she is not polished right now. She's still learning her craft, and that's fine. That's why you're in NXT. Peyton Royce actually had one of the cool moments of the match, even though I didn't really know anything about her, but Peyton having that crazy-ass submission on the ropes, it was like, it reminded me of Tajiri when he used to do the tarantula. Like...
Yeah,
heard that. You're right.
I can tell you, I really don't like her, but if she get more polished for her craft, I can actually like her.
Right. Alright. So yeah, it was a good match. It was definitely a good... You don't need to say this these days, but I'll say it. It was a really good women's match, but that also means it's just a good match because we shouldn't be specifying male or female anymore. Like, we've come far enough in the world where it's either a good match or not. It shouldn't matter what the gender of the people are. But
Truly.
I gave it a solid 3.5 stars. It was a good match.
Straight up. B.
No, I gave it about the same.
Same. So did you have any?
I'm about to pull a Sean and give it a 3.7.
7.5.
You know what? You can go fuck off. You can go fuck off with that B. Get the fuck out of here. You spiteful motherfucker. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Goddamn right.
Right.
Well, did you have
She's
any
a
intricacies
lady.
or things you wanted to reiterate, B? Highlights for you of the match?
So after that, no wait.
I guess not. I guess
not.
he doesn't have anything to add.
This is why we call this a petty review, folks.
Yeah, I didn't have anything. When it comes to here's the thing. When it comes to NXT, I really don't have too much to say about NXT because one, I know it's development. Two, they getting their name out there, and three, you can expect a lot of things that you can't get on the main roster.
Right.
True.
And that's going to give you a good quality match.
Right. I mean, they
And
put on a good ass show.
tell a story within the match. Whether it's just 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 9 people, you're going to see it in the match.
Right.
Yeah.
Alright, so that brings us to NXT Championship. Drew McIntyre versus Andrade.
Andrade.
Yeah.
The guy and the guy with his manager.
Can I just say that his manager,
she's something.
the chick,
She's got something.
fucking Austin Aries' wife.
Oh wow.
Just say that. Let me
Wow.
put that out there.
That's actually pretty crazy.
Really
Because
not.
Austin got fired or left or whatever.
He left. But the thing about it is, if she was Austin Aries' manager, I believe he still would have been in there today.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, she sold that thing to me. Neither one of them I know much about. After
I know a little bit.
After watching
I don't know
it
anything
again,
about Andrade.
yeah,
But I know about Drew because he was in 3MB with Jinder Mahal and
But I know him
other
play
boy.
3MB. I know him to play 3MB. But he was the hand picked by Vince McMahon.
Okay. Like, I feel like he had highlights. He had highlights in the match, other than dude's moonsault out of the ring. Dude pulled the little Rick from WrestleMania and hit the moonsault up.
I'm glad that you call it that now.
Hit the moonsault out the ring, and so that was a nice highlight for him. But honestly, even though dude, I'd like to see McIntyre go up against somebody who could give him a better style match so he can show some more. But that chick sold the hell out that match. She was really the only thing I cared about, and not even because of her attractiveness.
I don't like to make like too big of a comparison early on like that, like because they are still developing. But she definitely reminded me in the way that she controlled the match as a manager. It reminded me of Paul Heyman a little bit. Because she definitely was involved in that match at all the right times that she needed to be.
Oh yeah, and I liked a little bit when she went for the Hurricane Rana and she's so little, he just threw her ass back onto the mat like, what are you doing?
But then later on, she hits it when he's on the ground, and hits him with the Hurricane Rana spike.
So that was dope.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, if they were to throw her ass right to the main roster, just as management wise, I think she could do well if they gave her the right person.
Because we openly talked about that, Matt.
Yeah, there's not that many.
There is no managers in WWE anymore other than Paul Heyman.
Truly.
Like I can't tell you another manager. Like who? Maurice? Is she a manager or is she just the Miz's wife?
She manages the Miz.
Well, she doesn't do a very good job of it because he needs 2 bodyguards in addition to her. And then you've got fucking Lana. And that's it. Like, no management.
Little girl got spunk.
Dying art form.
She's got she's got the spunk. She's got the swag. She's got the mouthpiece. She's attractive. She's itty bitty as fuck, and she can throw out. She's got a signature move already.
But the whole thing about it is that they would have to find someone that can actually fit her.
Right, yeah. I mean, of course, if she was get paired with the right person.
Oh yeah, that's always the hardest part.
That's going to be the hardest part.
That's the thing. The Undertaker and Paul Bearer, they just that was the perfect gimmick. Like you're not gonna find that every time.
Do y'all think she could help Roman for his lack of what's name?
No.
She can't help Roman.
No.
She can't help Roman, and here's why.
Too big already?
That would be too big too soon for her.
Gotcha.
She might crumble under that much pressure. And keep in mind is that when he started NXT, she was basically the manager when he broke in. So it wasn't like, they came together 6 months later. No.
Right.
They broke in.
Yeah. Right.
Well, I don't know I'm not going to say they broke in together, but when he broke in, Like to
Right. It was like
she was there.
bam, start getting chemistry together.
Right.
Yeah, which makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, hell, that's the reason the Shield was so successful. They came in already being
Actually,
a team.
No, they was all individual.
Right, but they knew each other because they had wrestled each other already so much that they knew each other's.
I really can't say too much about them except for Dean Ambrose. I used to watch him with the backyard wrestling shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. The NXT Championship match was pretty boring. It had a few highlights, but it didn't feel like a championship match, honestly. It felt like a filler match. Like, I'm kind of surprised they let the championship match be, for lack of a better term, disappointing.
Right.
Drew McIntyre loses the belt. I hate to speculate, but it probably sounds like he's gonna get called up. No, he got injured.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, I do remember that towards the end.
The Spanish dude went for the DDT in the ring from the top rope. He came down wrong and injured. He got a torn bicep, some shit like that. They were saying.
I seen him grab it right when he landed too. It was like instantly too. Like he hit the ground and then the pin came.
That's what I meant to tell y'all Sunday. That's what I meant to tell y'all Sunday when we all got on mic. But
okay, that makes sense then.
Sir, when did you get on the mic Sunday? Yo,
sleep ass. I wish you could have finished the match. I really do wish you could have finished the match.
Right.
Because in the past, people have gotten injured to finish the match.
I mean, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'm never gonna criticize someone for getting injured. It's part of the sport. But, and I hate to say it, but Stone Cold finished a goddamn match with a broken neck, and you couldn't finish a match with a torn bicep.
Triple H finished the match with a torn bicep.
With a torn quad.
Yeah, Kurt Angle finished well with a broken fucking wrist and with a broken
like we've seen plenty of people do it at this point. It's like that's a little bit soft if I were gonna make a criticism.
Yeah,
but that brings us. Oh, I gave that 2.5 stars.
I gave it a 3 just to be nice.
And that brings us to the main event, the revival of the War Games match.
Yes, the War Games. Now keep in mind, guys, War Games is the old WCW
gimmick. Yep.
The Viking baby.
2 rings inside 1 massive steel cage.
Yes.
The Viking.
And thank you to Sanity for bringing the weapons in the ring because that's what very fucking interesting.
Right. So we had the Undisputed Era versus the Authors of Pain versus Sanity.
And the Authors of Pain had a ringer. They had that, I don't know his name, but he was that guy who lost to McIntyre. For me,
what is it, Paul Ellery? That's his name?
Yeah, it was Paul Ellery.
For me, I love the match.
He's a former WCW guy.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, not the manager. He's talking about who the third member of their team was.
Yeah, the dude.
Because the Authors of Pain is just the tag team, but then they had the one other person with them. I forget who it was though.
Yeah, the guy that lost to Drew McIntyre at the last NXT.
Yeah, it was whoever lost to Drew.
That's a terrible way to be known, but hey.
Yeah, that's a terrible way to be remembered, but
I mean, for me, I loved it. It was a bunch. It looked like something they snatched straight out of the Attitude Era. It was hella action. I know you said you felt like it was a little bit too much going on, but for me, like, oh yeah, it took me back. Like they was going, all of them was doing something. Like it was at any given moment.
Oh, it was definitely reminiscent of the TLC matches between the Hardy Boys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian.
But the homie, shout out to the Viking, man.
The Viking.
Killigan
So disrespectful.
Dane,
Nobody
Dane
even used his
Killigan.
name.
I was like, Killigan Dane, Dane Killigan, however which way it goes, you're the Viking, bruh, and you went fucking bananas in that, man. I mean, from the moment he came in and swallowed that key, wasn't no fucking games. He went coast to coast. He's slamming people. He's falling back on people. He's like, he drop kicked a nigga into the Samoa Joe fall on the nigga shit. Like, he was all over the damn place. They got like 6 niggas got power bombed at once. You got a nigga getting Germans off the top rope through 2 tables.
We can talk about the Viking though.
Couldn't. I can't wait. I'm on him. Like, he is my guy in NXT. He's my guy. So, my guy. But yeah, that match all together. I like the ending. Yeah, it was a little cheese, but it made sense because
it was cheesy as fuck.
It was, but it made sense though. It made sense though because I'm assuming the New Age era are heels, correct?
Yes, but
he took the Miz way out. He went to the top of the cage. He sat there for a long time being fresh. He kept like playing like, I'm gonna get out the cage, I'm gonna run. He did get verticaled off the top of the cage, which was amazing.
Yes, he got suplex, yes.
But he was fresh though. Everybody else was in there killing each other, and most of the time he was taking a nap on the top of the cage. So when the dude picked up the chair, it was like, yeah, gotcha, and drop kicked his ass and stole the match. That's what heels do.
I'm sorry, I just think Sanity should have really won that match because it fits them so much more than any other team that was in there.
Right,
Sanity
it's like
what they do. They create
chaos. Yeah.
This is what they do. So I just thought as though Sanity.
I'm a little surprised Nikki Cross didn't like come in and interfere in the match since it's no DQ.
No, that's what I was hoping.
I was kind of surprised. I thought she was gonna make a random appearance, like climb into the cage and go clothesline somebody or some shit to interfere in the match.
But again.
Oh yeah, and if anybody doesn't know, Sanity is 3 men, and then Nikki Cross is also in Sanity, but she's the chick.
Gotcha. That sounded dope too, though. I like that because she's really a dope wrestler.
Gosh, I gotta do this vote shit again. I'm sorry.
Somebody mad.
I am.
Yeah, so ending was definitely a little cheesy, but as Matt said, it fits the heel character, so I can't say I'm terribly surprised when The Miz openly has been doing that for years, so I'm used to it at this point. Final outcome on that match was a 4 stars. It was a very good match, but still not the best match of the card, so you gotta give it a little bit lower.
Right, exactly. And the fact, I mean, it definitely has some OMG moments, but it still was just missing. I guess it was missing the crisp and technicality. It was a lot of action and a lot of OMG.
It was basically all spots, but no mat wrestling.
Right, yeah, it didn't have the Alistair Velveteen thing there. And then also, like, I do like the story behind it where it was like, okay, y'all just gonna keep on fucking with each other. William Regal's like, oh, I'm tired of this shit. Take y'all crybaby asses into War Games. Right, yeah, since y'all want to deal with this shit, but it still didn't compare to Velveteen and
my biggest complaint about the match that hasn't already been said is that it did feel like it dragged on a little bit. It was almost an hour-long match.
Yeah.
Not that I can't appreciate a longer match, I do, but there were times where it kind of felt like they were doing a lot of resting, which makes sense when you're doing all those spots, but still, it was like, it probably could have shaved off like 10 minutes and made it tighter.
Right, especially if you're going to end it like that, it should have been a lot quicker for him to be. It should have been bang bang as far as the steal. If I'm gonna steal the match, I need to steal it at a very opportune moment instead of after a rested pause.
Right. So.
But yeah,
that covers.
Oh, and shout out to that tag team though too. We didn't say much about them. The guys in the green pants. You guys are fucking huge in there and can move the fuck around.
Openly, I'm saying it now. They're going to take the tag team division by storm when they get called up. Authors of Pain are going to be a problem. You talking about two big ass 300-pound dudes that legit can fuck people up.
Yeah, quick on your toes, and they're doing, they're doing a lot of plexes.
Be quicker than that?
You gotta be quick. They're doing a lot of suplexes off ropes and a lot of teamwork stuff too.
All that shit.
Right. And if you can balance three people on you, yeah, you got something going for you.
If we were going with the NBA expression, you better bring your lunch because it's going to be a full day's work with them.
For sure, for sure. No lie. No lie. But okay, so that takes us to the big show. No pun intended.
If you want to call it that.
the Survivor Series, the main attraction.
The main show, yeah.
The main attraction.
The A show and B show wrapped into one C fucking pay-per-view.
Okay.
So we start.
I'm sorry,
are we gonna start on the pre-show, or are we gonna jump?
It was the better pay-per-view of the weekend. So
yeah,
yeah, everybody knows that.
It was.
That's how everybody looks forward to NXT shows.
So y'all want to skip straight into match one, or y'all want to do cover pre-show?
What the fuck
was match one? I openly didn't watch the pre-show.
Yeah, I wasn't at the house.
All I know is your boy Enzo retained his title. That's all I know.
No, that was the second match.
Yeah, the first match was Matt Hardy.
Yeah, you had Elias versus Matt Hardy. Elias won. I don't know why Elias is even getting a push. I hate his character. He's annoying. And Matt Hardy's a much better wrestler.
Oh my god, he is.
You would be.
He's unbearable.
You would like his character.
Oh, he's terrible. Just a little bit of time he wasted today on Raw was just unbearable. Like, what are you doing? Please, somebody come out and beat him up.
He's trying to do the Rock's gimmick, and it's just not fucking working at all for me.
Well,
and he's not even a good wrestler. Like, you can tell they're super protecting him every time he's in a match, and I don't know why. I'm literally flabbergasted.
Vince
like y'all didn't learn your lesson with fucking gender?
Vince got something for them big boys, man.
But anyway, alright, so that covers Elias.
Yeah.
And then the second match, you had Enzo versus Kalisto for the Cruiserweight belt.
Okay, so main card in the actual show. First match of the night was Shield.
Wait. He's got to get his last pre-show in because you know he's going to talk about KO and Sami Zayn.
Now they did not deserve to be on the fucking pre-show. Did not.
Wait, who they tagged or they went against each other?
Nah, they were a tag team match.
Versus who? Oh, I would have watched that. I didn't know they was on there.
With Fandango.
Breezango.
Yeah, they did not deserve to be on the pre-show. I'm sorry.
I mean, I could co-sign that. Like, they definitely should have been on the match, especially for some of the shit that we seen. They could have easily, because it's belts oriented, so yeah, I guess. But I could have. Okay, well, we'll talk about that when we get to that match. And Sean knows what match I'm talking about, bro. First match of Survivor Series, Shield and New Day.
Shield versus New Day.
B, you want to go since you're not the biggest Shield person? You want to?
Honestly, I was a little disappointed. Although it was a good match, I was a little disappointed because I was just so looking for Kobe to break away from them.
I remember those were predictions. Yeah. I mean, for me, same thing. It was a good match. I wasn't disappointed because of Kofi not turning. I don't want to say I was disappointed. I actually did like the match a lot. It was just, like I told Hassan, I felt like it dragged once they started that Unicorn Stampede shit. Like, I know that's their thing. That's cool, and it was cool if they would have made like maybe 1 or 2 rotations. But when they did like 6 rotations and then got out the corner and then putting back in the corner and did 6 more rotations, it was like if I wasn't making a concentrated effort to watch this match, I could have easily got up and made food or walked away and missed the great ending because of that stale ass shit in the middle. Like, and I feel like Xavier, Big E, and Kofi are all great wrestlers. I just hate their fucking angle right now. I hate the gimmick. I just do not understand it. I just don't like it. So I'm glad she'll kick their ass. honestly. And I love Shield's ring work. I love everything about the Shield. I know people hate Roman, but I love him.
Welcome to the club. I actually like the match a lot. I do agree the New Day Unicorn Stampede bullshit got a little bit drawn out more than it should, but other than that, it was still a really good match. Anything with the Shield is gold to me. I fucking openly love the Shield, so getting to see them do their thing is always great. I gave it a 3.5 stars.
Yeah, I did 3.5. What about you, B?
Oh, and special shout out to the triple power bomb from the second rope.
Great way to end it. Especially on somebody as high level as Kofi. It definitely was like, yeah, we're putting you down. No false finish here, bro. How many stars for you, B?
I gave it a 3.
Okay.
Just because I had high expectations and it didn't work out as much. But that was my fault.
Getting your hopes up, man. Alright, so match number 2 was the elimination women's match.
Correct.
Alright, Sean, you want to take lead on that one?
Alright, I'll take lead on this one. Women, y'all set yourselves back in this match. I'm sorry. I respect y'all. I know y'all can ball. I know you can wrestle like the dudes. But you didn't help yourselves with this match.
Not at all.
You got 2 way too quick eliminations for a fucking Survivor Series match.
Yeah, especially on the captain. And for her to be one of the revolutionary chicks, shit, that was just, that was real bad.
So disrespectful to Becky. So disrespectful to Becky. You got, at least that I saw, 3 or 4 mistakes in the match, including how Alicia Fox got pinned and didn't even know she was pinned because it wasn't supposed to be a pin there.
I didn't know she was pinned.
Like, too many mistakes, not a clean match. Bad booking, I guess you could say, on how they quickly eliminated people. Like, it was just not a good look. It was probably the worst match of the night. I gave it a 2 stars. Only real positive out of it was Tamina versus Nia, with Tamina like having to super kick her like 5 times to finally get her off her feet. But then they have Nia get counted out, which was like, we kind of knew was going to happen, but it was still lame as fuck.
Weak, super weak.
Super weak sauce on that.
Oh my god, that was super weak. Especially for them to win. Like, that was super weak.
To me, the only other real highlight of the match was Asuka, which we knew that was going to happen because they weren't going to let her lose with her whole undefeated angle. So.
Right.
But it was pretty swift how she locked in that diving armbar. I give her credit for that. That shit was swift.
Oh yeah. See, me, I just don't feel, yeah, bad booking. I don't feel, especially to be on a stage like that. And what now? Was this the first time this has ever happened? A women's elimination
they did it
Survivor?
last year too.
Okay, so it just, well, even still, to be the second, and then to have, you had 3 of the 3 of the 4 horsemen in there, except for Lil Rick. You had Becky, Boss, and Huggable.
And yeah,
it was just like, first of all, the Becky thing, I was looking, first of all, she was on fire. She was tearing it up. For her to go out like that, that was weak. Super weak. And then today I actually watched the WrestleMania match between her, Lil Rick, and Boss, and she's great. Like, she's great. So to get eliminated like that, like, oh, that was weak as fuck. Then Nia going out, that was weak. Like, you already had the chick super kicking her to hell. So why not? If you're gonna let them win, why not just not eliminate her or let Tamia get the pinfall on her? Like, she kicked her that many fucking times. It might as well let her kick mean something. The Glow, all you did was the frog splash over the ropes to get Nia counted out. You were irrelevant. The best thing about it, you was your entrance. Carmella, I'll have to watch you another time because you literally didn't get to do anything but slam Sasha to the mat with your hair. I mean, kudos on wearing the true blue threes and your buns was on point. So, cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm rocking with you for now. You did enough for me to look at you as I want to see what else you can do, but I didn't really get to see anything you could do. Boss, I mean, I like your quick, you jump right into your move. You got their pinfall out of respect, and then they squashed you, basically. And they just pretty much set it up to be the Asuka show, which is cool because I like Asuka, but it was like you could have at least let everybody get a little bit of time, especially if you felt this was the weakest match that night. I don't. I felt the next one was. So I feel like they could have had some more of their time to do more justice for the women. I gave it a 2 as well.
I would just wish that Carmella would have cashed that Money in the Bank. It would have made everything so much better. If she would have cashed that Money in the Bank, and it would have been, the match would have been, I think, was so much better.
How would she though?
Like I'm saying, there was no champion in that match.
I'm sorry. Oh, no, I'm moving ahead. I'm sorry. I'm moving ahead. I'm moving ahead.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sorry, I'm moving ahead. But that match, yeah.
And we all know how much he loves Sasha, so
right.
For him to say it was a man match, that tells you what you were working with.
Mm-hmm. But you know what, to me, to add in old girl, the captain of Raw, she actually did have a little bit. She did show me a little something before she just magically got eliminated. Because I openly thought she was going to be the worst one. So she earned a little something from me from her little couple minutes of what she could do. I'm interested.
At least I'm just happy that they finally gave her some play. But I got that feeling they're gonna do to Alicia Fox what they did to Emma, and I'm not a fan of that.
I can see it, especially after tonight. I can see it.
I can see it.
Because I mean, they openly have to cut women unless they're going to bring more titles. They bring in too much talent and already have very popular talent when you only got 2 belts to go for.
True shit.
How many stars you gave that, B?
That match? Oh. 2.5.
That was generous.
Now, B, being someone who knows as much about wrestling as I do, did you see the mistakes that I saw?
There was a lot of mistakes in that match.
Okay. So I'm not crazy when I say that?
No, it was a lot.
Okay. So that takes us to the next match.
Ooh, for me, openly, I'll get mine out the way. Openly, the worst match. Corbin versus Miz. I hate the Miz. I just don't get it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear him talk. I don't want to see him come out. Like the blade costume when he comes out, the superstar aspect, the phony lackeys. Like I'm just ugh. Like I'm glad Corbin beating. Yeah, 1 star. It was cool. I want to see. I would like to see Corbin in action against somebody else. Same way I feel about him and McIntyre. The same thing. The matchup just was not in their favor. He did what he can do. Watching it again, I did see like, okay, kid got talent, but I'm cool with that match. I was cool. I would have liked to have seen. Nah, I gave it a 1. I would have liked to have seen the women have longer time into their match in that elimination match to show more they had than to waste my time with the Miz and Boy.
I gave that match a 3.
You being real generous, B.
That was the worst match of the night.
I gave it a 2. And
okay, I gave it a 3, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I haven't seen the Miz that angry since he was feuding with Johnson.
Okay.
And for people that haven't seen it, it brought out a whole other side that people would never expect Miz to have.
No, you mean a side that actually looks like he's maybe worth his contract?
Yes.
As opposed to just openly not being worth his fucking spot?
Yes.
And then lose anyway.
And me, I'm just a Baron Corbin fan. I'm a Baron Corbin fan, and to see him to actually go out there and put a match on with the Miz at the Miz caliber, I'm all here for it. I'm all here for it.
I mean, and Corbin's fairly new, right? He's only really been on main roster how long?
Like a little over a year, I want to say.
Yeah, so for him to come through and just...
Corbin has been in development with NXT for a while.
I think he got called up last year.
Yeah, he was in...
Yeah,
he was in
Baron Corbin got called up.
Andre the Giant match I was watching earlier in 16. But yeah, I don't know, I just didn't. I mean, I guess I can feel you on that. It was theatrics, because we'll get into that when it comes to the theatrics for the main event. But yeah, I just wasn't there for it. I could just fast forward and caught up with y'all for all that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so where we at after that is Lil Rick.
Yeah, we got Lil Rick.
Lil Rick. You want to take
versus Twisted Bliss.
So you want to take this one, Sean? That's your girl.
Mine as well. That's his girl.
First off, B, you mad disrespectful for that.
How?
You didn't see me saying, Sasha's your girl, you want to take lead?
But actually, you did.
I didn't say that. Matt said that. I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did. You said it. It's okay.
Yeah,
No,
said,
I said, oh,
said
Sasha's his girl,
yeah,
so
he said
he's
that
giving it a man.
match. Yeah.
Alright. Well, openly, Alexa Bliss is my favorite female wrestler until we get to Raw tonight, which we'll cover after the pay-per-view results. I love everything about Alexa Bliss. I love her attitude. I love her character. I love that she's an actual heel. I love her little stature, big feisty attitude. I like her wrestling. And openly, I'll just come out and say it, she's hot as hell. I would totally do dirty things to that girl. So, any match with Alexa Bliss in it, I'm happy. But I'll be honest, and this is probably a credit to Charlotte, this is the best match I've seen of hers.
Nice.
Because
This match
Charlotte
actually...
sold the bitch. Because Charlotte had the song. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
You're so disrespectful.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So, I thought it was the best match she's had, at least that I've seen recently. It was a good match, a good mix of both people having their little like spots. You know, you had Charlotte with the moonsault, you had Alexa with her DDT and the Twisted Bliss, and you had some spots on the outside of the ring. It was a good match. I enjoyed it. I thought that they sold the rib injury really well. And the end result, which is what I thought was the right decision, was Charlotte winning because she's definitely the more polished wrestler, so she deserves to win the match. But as B said, she sold the match very well and made Alexa Bliss look very good. So.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much feel the same. Me, Lil Rick is my favorite female wrestler on the roster. And yeah, she like her daddy. She will make you look amazing. This was openly my first time seeing Bliss get to perform. I've seen her promo a couple times. I loved their promo at the beginning of the night. Like, they were the little back and forth. She's like, "Oh, you should put that on the shirt, Charlotte." And Charlotte's like, "Oh, no, that's what you do." Like, I love everything about their little cattiness they had going on. In ring, you know, the rib thing, like you said, that was gold. Alexa played her role very well because she annoyed my life. Like, I wanted to just grab her by the mouth and like, "Little bitch, shut up. Like, please just shut the fuck up and wrestle." So her being the heel to be that, you know, frustrated, annoying goddess character, it definitely worked. But Lil Rick, she came and she did what she does. She's a dominant person. She's big. She's strong. I mean, some of the stuff, there was a couple mistakes I've seen on Alexa's part, but some of them I just feel like her body didn't allow her to do stuff. Like, she messed up on that first
sunset flip power bomb.
Yeah, she messed up on the first one because her leg just openly didn't
Charlotte
catch.
Is 5'10" and she's
right.
only 5 feet
yeah,
tall,
her leg just openly didn't catch Charlotte's arm, and Charlotte just tried to sell it, and she tried to roll with it. But the next one was great, like the snap and everything. It's like, oh damn, that's what that's supposed to look like. Okay, actually, now the DDT, I'll give you that B. That was weak sauce. She's got to add a flare or do something to that. Maybe turn it to the gangrel impaler or something. Do something else. Then I don't know. Go around the motherfucker like the Rock's DDT. Do something else than just a basic ass DDT. I know you little baby, but you gotta come with it better than that. But I do like her cartwheel aerial thing off the Twisted Bliss. I like everything about that because she's so little. It looks like she's a million feet in the air. So that was great for me. You know, the moonsault from Charlotte, and Charlotte won, so of course that was even better for me.
Now, how do you feel about Charlotte's moveset?
Charlotte's
now that you've really gotten to see it.
Yeah, I mean, she's her daddy. She is her daddy's child. Like, those her slaps, when she walks into these slaps, she looks like she's walking like him. And then she has a diverse set of moves. She has some power, she has some technical, and she has some flash. So like I love her boots. Like, anytime she puts the foot up or does her power, maybe she can lay out her spear a little bit more because she, like, her body's still a little bent in the air. So she lands knee first in her spear instead of like going full vertical, or horizontal, which I would like to see.
It reminds me more of Edge's spear as opposed to like Roman Reigns' spear.
Yeah, Goldberg or Roman spear. Yes, exactly. But I love the fact that she's just so damn strong, and like certain moves. Like, there was a move that Alexa blew, and instead of it being a miss, she just like lifted her ass up and threw her, and it was like, yeah, you played that off real nice, because I could tell it was a miss, but you played it off so nice that if most people probably didn't catch the drunk motherfuckers in the crowd probably didn't catch that. So I was, I liked it that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I love. She doesn't disappoint.
How do you feel about natural selection?
I like the natural selection. I mean, it's basically the clips just not in the air, and I mean, if she could now, granted, once again, Alexa being itty bitty, it's harder to try to get under the chin before you hit the ground, when by the time you get to your chin, you're pretty much already vertical with the ground.
Right.
So that, that's a height differential, but I like that move too, though.
Okay. And the figure eight?
Figure eight. I say it's a nice little, homage to her dad.
It's kind of what it's supposed to be. It's a feminine take on the figure four.
Yeah, exactly. And I like it because of what it can turn into. Like, this is a hindsight thing, but going back and watching the WrestleMania match today, how Sasha frog splashed onto it. I like that. I like how it can leave her vulnerable for attack, but it also can go from doing figure four, and then if I need to put that extra oomph onto it, I can go into the figure eight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as a male, Charlotte has a very nice chest, so when she gets up there, it's like bow. So
right in your face.
right there with it. So. Yeah, so I mean, every time she hits that ring, I
advertise for this, but if y'all haven't seen Charlotte's nudes, go check them out. Like,
this is
they got leaked to the internet, and it was great.
Go lay down.
I mean, I can't help it, man. You know, I'm gonna bring it up when we talk about my girl later.
Okay. This is the petty review. That's so.
She does have some lopsided titties, though.
You get what you pay for.
She has some lopsided titties,
and there goes
but they're still hot.
But
they're still hot. They're still hot.
There goes the penny. All right,
so that brings us to.
I will also, before we move on, I do give Alexa credit though, because of B's dislike for her. I wasn't expecting much. She did show me that she can handle in the ring. If she didn't get the push to be champion right away, I could see maybe a little bit more polish in the ring, but her mouth and her acting in her mouth, I can see where that can get her over the hump and she can get polished on the fly.
Right. And what did you give it for stars, B?
I didn't give my intake on it first.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'll just say I gave it a 3.5.
So I gave it 3.
Okay. Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss. Great match. I'm just disappointed that Charlotte had to sell her to be this badass little 5-foot of fury. That's what I'm most disappointed at. Because I know, just like you know, Sean, versus that was Charlotte versus Bayley, Sasha, Becky Lynch, that match wouldn't went as long.
Probably true.
My only downfall is that only down thing is that she had to actually sell Alexa Bliss to make Alexa Bliss look good in the match.
Okay,
so
but I mean,
reviews.
Okay, but I mean, that's openly something everyone does. I mean, do you honestly think that every match Shawn Michaels had
But the thing is, she shouldn't be champion if someone has to put her over.
Shawn Michaels shouldn't have had to put over Razor Ramon in a ladder match, but goddamn, he sure as hell did it.
But she shouldn't be champion if you gotta be put over like that.
Okay.
And Charlotte put her over very, very good. Charlotte did everything.
But do you not think that any of that is your personal bias of not liking her anyway?
No.
Okay. Okay. If that's how you feel. I agree with you. Charlotte definitely put her over, but I don't think it's as extreme as you're making it out to be. But fair enough, difference of opinion. Who over there frying chicken or making popcorn or something?
I'm making a goddamn burger.
Oh, okay.
You know his ass over there cooking.
He got hungry. She needs to eat.
How many stars though, B?
I'm sorry, I'm back. You say what?
How many
stars?
I gave it a 3.
Okay.
See, that's not too bad. I gave it 3 stars. You know, my feelings wanted to give it a 2, but I gave it a 3. Just because everything Sean has been said, I took into consideration with my decision. You know, make you feel good about yourself. Just like, you know.
The pettiness again, folks. Welcome to the petty review.
If you don't know,
and
that man is petty as hell.
That's the star of the show, Petty B, right there, folks. There you go. The name.
Hashtag stamp that.
That's right. For sure.
So
now we're on to the Bar and the Usos.
Actually, the Bar and the Usos was before that shit.
They
we
were?
actually skipped them.
Oh, well, damn.
Yeah,
Okay, well, here we
skipped
go.
them. But let's go back to the Bar versus Usos.
That was a good match.
That was a good match. It was a lot better than I expected, to be honest.
Me
I
too.
expected that to be one of the letdown matches, and it actually was really good.
I did as well. I thought that I didn't really think much of it. I like the boy Cesar. That's Cesaro for y'all that don't know.
Yeah.
I like to tear people's names up on purpose.
Cesar, goddamn.
Yeah. But my boy Castro and Sheamus, I'm just not there. I don't know. That boy need a tan or something. I don't know. It's something.
Come on, bro.
I don't know what it is about
He
it.
Irish. You can only get but so dark.
Openly, yeah, I guess. He walks straight out of Sons of Anarchy, bro. Like that boy
So
is
does Paige.
Casper.
Yes, Paige definitely does.
Yeah, she was out there looking ghostly too, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But Cesar and Sheamus, the big broodingness of them, it's cool. But I was
It works for them because they are big, bulky dudes. So that angle works for them.
Right. The big brawler, strongest.
Yeah.
Castro being the strongest pound for pound. Like, yeah, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But I was so surprised and impressed by the Usos. Because I expected them to be brutes as well.
Ain't nobody sleeping on them.
I didn't know anything about them. Like I just knew they was Rakishi's kids, and so Rikishi, I wasn't a Rikishi fan back then. Like you had on a sumo gi sticking your ass in niggas' faces, like, and for like a year straight, niggas was literally kissing your ass like that. That didn't do nothing for me. So, but these kids, they ballers. Like, man, them boys. First, I like any big boy that can move. If you big and you nimble, once you start cracking that 270 range, and you can fly, and they throwing doubles, they throwing back-to-back super kicks, simultaneous super kicks. I'm all for it. I love what they was doing. So, Usos, you got you a fan out of it. Most definitely.
Right. Now, how do you feel about the finish where one of them jumps over the top rope to take out Cesaro, and in midair he tags his
with the
brother
tag
in to get the splash for the pin?
Yes.
Pretty dope, right?
Yes.
That was definitely fly. I had to be like, okay, you got some swag to you, young fella.
Yes. I love the big fella. Yes. And even hitting, like, openly threw yourself into the table too, knowing like I'm about to pull this off. Oh, that was great. I'm glad you brought that up. That was the great highlight moment of the match. Great fucking moment, man. Yeah, Usos, I loved it. What I give it? I gave it 3 stars. I mean, maybe if they would have like a OMG moment in there somewhere, I could have gave it 4, but it was a great match.
Yeah, pretty much felt the same. It was a 3-star match. It was a good match. I like the Usos. I don't know why B thinks I'm sleeping on the Usos. I have always liked the Usos, even when they were baby faces. I like the Usos, but the heel turn to the Uso Penitentiary was like, it gave them that extra bit of something they were missing before, and I've always like 100% supported this character change by them. So I think it's a great.
Right, yeah, they came out howling, and I loved it.
Right, it was a really good match. Both from the Usos and the Bar, I thought they had a great fucking match.
The Bar put on a good performance.
A lot of good spots, a lot of good, twists and turns, even though, it wasn't like the longest match, but they fit a lot into the time that they had to work with.
Right, they definitely did a lot with the time that they had.
Yeah, you got to see a lot of false finishes where, one person would hit a finisher and then it would get interrupted, or somebody would jump out and pull them out the ring, and they really did a lot to showcase all 4 of the guys in the match, which was really, really nice to see that they actually did a pretty good job with the match overall.
That is true.
B, you got anything else to add?
No, because I already knew what the Usos was capable of. I seen that shit at Hell in a Cell.
Oh yeah, he was telling me about that. I remember that petty review. He was big on that match with them in the New Day.
That shit at Hell in a Cell when they faced the New Day.
Cause they're the ones that trapped the old boy in the corner with the kendo sticks, right?
Yeah, they're the one who actually beat the New Day, right?
Yeah, that's how they got their belts.
Yeah, they were the ones who ended their little run. So,
What stars you give it, B? B. He must be flipping the burger. I would assume he probably gave it 3 stars as well, though. Alright, so that brings us to
the best match of the night.
Yeah, champ versus the champ.
Styles and Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
Best match of the night.
Openly.
For me, it was my first time to ever really get to see AJ do his thing. You know what I'm saying? I was gone from the scene when he started tearing up in that TNA, and I openly didn't know anything about New Japan up until y'all told me about it when we started the review. So to watch him, and I mean, the first 5 minutes, yeah, I'm like, why does Brock even have matches if he's just gonna do this to everybody? Like, I don't see what's the point of people even fighting this dude. And then next thing I know, he literally lived up to the nickname. He showed me why he is the phenomenal one, why he is the best in-ring performer of his generation, and all the accolades that they were hyping him up when Daniel Bryan gave his Paul Heyman promo on Tuesday. Yeah, that little sequence from phenomenal elbow to other finisher to 450 off the top rope, that shit was great. I seen the F5 coming from a mile away, but hey, the calf crusher, Brock sold everything really, really well. Way better than I expected him to do. And the way AJ took those
suplexes. That Brock Lesnar has been in since 2015. Let's just keep that in mind.
Okay, well, I mean, AJ deserved it because the way he took that ass whooping in the beginning. Oh my goodness. Like, you know, your boy Michael Cole, he loves to say, I don't even know if he knows where he's at. That's probably the first time I've heard it and actually looked at a wrestler in the ring and felt like, you know what, maybe he doesn't know where the fuck he's at. Because AJ sold the fuck out of all that shit. Like, you would have thought that boy was dead in the water until he made his run.
I have nothing bad to say about it. I'm just happy that the match didn't last 5 minutes. I'm happy it lasted longer.
Right. And I personally gave it 4 stars. It didn't have that my jaw to the floor moment where I'm like, nigga, for me to be like, okay, it's 5 stars. But it was, well, I mean, for me, coming right back into it, it's the best match I've seen from Raw to Raw. And all the stuff, and then any of the newer stuff I've been able to watch so far. I haven't watched a lot of the stuff that I have on my list to watch yet, but it was a great match. Great match.
Sean.
Oh, you want me to go next? Okay. I also gave it 4 stars. Pretty much went how I expected. The standard Brock Lesnar formula, 3 minutes of him beating the shit out of the person. Person makes a big comeback, starts to mount offense. Brock actually sells it. And then you have the big finish where he catches him in midair for the F5. The one complaint I would have about the match was I'm a little surprised we didn't see anything from Paul Heyman. Like, we're used to seeing Paul Heyman involve himself, even if it's just like jumping up on the apron for a second to distract him. And the other thing that I kind of would have liked to see is a little bit more diversity from Brock. I know that's like a small thing to say because Brock doesn't have the biggest moveset in the world, but I mean, it would have been nice to see him maybe try a Kimura or something. One of the other moves that he's shown in the past. That pretty much the only thing we saw him do is brawl,
damn suplex
suplexes, and the F5 obviously at the end. And which brings me to my other complaint.
Yeah,
I know they're trying to book Brock to be this indestructible monster, but it's getting a little irritating that every time he hits a F5, the match is over.
Yes.
Can we see somebody kick out of the F5, please? Like, I'm not mad that he wins. I'm not. But can we at least have someone kick out of the F5? Like, you got AJ hit this man with like 5 phenomenal forearms and like a calf crusher, and one F5 puts AJ down. You know, Samoa Joe gets him in the Kakina clutch like 7 damn times, and one F5 puts Samoa Joe down. Like, it would be nice to see a little bit more competition instead of building the F5 up to be like the greatest finishing move in history.
I got you.
But that being said, I still gave it 4 stars. It was definitely the best match on the pay-per-view card. AJ sold the fuck out of it, which I expected because AJ is God. So
AJ is AJ.
AJ is AJ. He's the best goddamn wrestler they have right now.
I really don't have anything bad to say about it, except for, like you said, I wish he would have kicked out at least one F5.
Right, exactly. Now,
just
if he kicks out and Brock immediately picks him up into another one and wins the match, I'm cool with it. At least he kicked out of the first one. Because for real, the only person I remember kicking out of the F5 recently is John Cena.
Oh, God.
I say Roman Reigns.
Did Roman Reigns even kick out of it?
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and rewatch that match.
Well, I mean, that would be unbelievable.
Nah, I mean, I know which match you're talking about. I'd have to go back and rewatch it. But then again, Roman Reigns is just John Cena light, so...
Pretty much.
But anyway, so moving on to the final match of the evening, if you can call it that.
Okay, now I'm gonna tell you, like I already told.
I had to force him to watch this match.
My ass fell asleep on the shit, okay? I don't give a fuck. I fell asleep with the shit. The shit was boring. So I had to rewatch the shit today. And I still was not entertained until I seen Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And it was like, well, damn, bitch, okay. Now this is what I'm talking about. Because it's ugh. I gave it a 2-star, okay? I gave it a 2-star. Point blank, period.
Shit, me as the Rook, it was entertaining because I bought into the theatrics of it. But that's what it was. It was, to me, it was a theatrical, physical promo. Like, it got me very intrigued on what's going to happen on Raw and SmackDown from here on out. The whole inner squad beef. Braun was like the only one there to handle business. You know, Samoa and Finn are out to prove a point, and they're beefing with each other. Kurt and Hunter they're trying to prove their own points. Of course, how Hunter ended it. Clearly, like, yeah, I don't fuck with you, Kurt. I like the whole, you know, the whole tribute little thing they had going on with how Triple H basically made Orton and Knock and Rude. And so they all got their little moment to go up against him. Y'all know I love Knock. I loved everything about his thing. I hated that he got squashed so early. Like, he was the first one to go. So, but I guess for y'all that was understandable because they wanted to push Rude a little more. And then, of course, Samoa went first as well. So I was like, damn, both of my guys in the match are gone. I do like Finn Balor a lot more. Finn is growing on me more and more. Like, I'm getting it. I'm understanding why people are so into dude and the whole, like, for me, it was like, how are you the Demon King, but you're a good guy? That's stupid. But he's winning me more and more. I see him. I'm glad that they got the match in tonight because watching them team up last Raw, and then watching them, like when they look at each other, it's like electric. Like you can feel it. Like, yeah, we're about to we're gonna rip each other's fucking head off. Oh, the Braun through the table spot, I did like that. I did like that a lot. Like, to get his, I was wondering, like, how do you two motherfuckers think y'all gonna get this big motherfucker up? So the fact that they all like popped out of nowhere and put him to the table, I did like that. The Sammy and KO, yeah, that was. I would have liked to see them go in and cause some damage, maybe force an elimination. Like I told you, Sean, I just don't get to see the thing. I don't understand. Like, you could have had KO in the match. You could have had somebody else on the roster in that match. I just don't understand why keep dragging out this Cena thing. Orton is like Mr. Survivor Series from my understanding of what they were saying as during his entrance. So I get why he was there, but that to me, him also, and I loved Orton back in the day, but to me, it's like, why not push this new talent, and especially since these guys are so good. And then the fact that you did put Randy in there, you fucked up his streak. He really didn't get to do any great RKOs. He didn't get to at least get like 2 or 3 hot eliminations to at least keep up the most eliminating people in Survivor Series history going. Like, so I felt like Cena and Orton really didn't even need to be in the match. And then the ending, you know, it was cool. It's typical Hunter. You know, I do things, I do what I want to do. I loved how Braun was looking at him like, oh, you grimy. Like, what you on? Who made you like this? You acted completely different. Like, he definitely, like, I definitely love the whole Braun thing. And Hunter, he can sell the hell out of getting choked. That I don't know how he know how to go red instantly when somebody touch him, but it looked like his eyes was gonna pop out his head when Braun got his hands on him. And then the 2 power slams on him, like, it was, I did like that part of it all. But overall, I gave it 3 stars. Because of the acting. If I would have just been going on ring work alone, I probably would have gave it 2 like you be, because it just really wasn't that much of it. It was right. It was just more about getting you ready.
You want to tell them about how Braun is your favorite male wrestler?
Second. Knock is my first.
Second favorite. Nakamura is your first.
Yeah, I've pretty much just grown into this Braun love because dude just does. I love a motherfucker that just don't give no fucks. Like, I'm fighting Kane, but I want Kane, but we gonna tear down the world and build you a new world because we want you to be an alien. I want Kane. And he was like, all right, fuck it, you got Kane. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I love that.
Was it you who was talking about that joke where he was playing basketball?
Yeah.
And he literally just says, I don't know, I don't give a shit about basketball. I'm just here because I'm getting paid.
I don't know who he was talking. I don't know the guy he was talking to. It wasn't Sami Zayn. It was some redhead though. He literally walks up with the ball. He's like, I don't like you, and I don't like basketball. I'm only here because I'm getting paid. Then he drags both his carts to half court, throws all 6 balls or all how many ever balls at the rim, and walks out and leaves. Like, I just love it. I just love the cut and dryness of it. Like, his promo tonight, it was like, how do you feel about Jordan saying he's not scared of you? Well, that makes him different than everybody else. And then looks at her and just walks the fuck off. Like, I just love it. I love it. I just love it. I just love it. I wish he would get the push. I love
it. Right. So, pretty much nothing really else to say about this match. It was a disappointing match, to be honest. The match itself wasn't very good. I get that it was mostly theatrics to make you wonder, well, what's going to happen next on the other shows. Like, you got the Triple H versus Angle. Yeah. And then you got the KO and Sammy beating up Shane McMahon.
Joe and Finn.
So I get that. Yeah, Triple and Blonde, but I do agree. 100% with you. They could have easily left John Cena and Randy Orton out of the fucking match and put someone else in there, especially since 2 of their people got eliminated in the first 30 seconds, it seemed like.
Right.
Like, Braun just came in and killed them. So, I mean, for that, you could have had anybody in there, not John
Sammy and
Cena and
KO.
Randy Orton.
They should have had
Could have had
Sammy.
Sammy and KO in there. You could have had, I mean, Dolph Ziggler.
I was just about to say him because I seen him on that match tonight. I do like dude.
There's just so many people that you could have had other than the people that were in there, but that's okay. Other than that, I mean, I guess the only thing to say about it is, it was just a bad match. It was just a bad match. It wasn't entertaining, really.
That shit was trash.
Nah, it was a bad match. I gave it a 2 stars. It was a bad match.
Anytime I fall asleep on a fucking match, it's trash.
I mean,
yeah, like I said, if it wasn't for me being a rookie again and in it for the theatrics, because I'm still trying to decide what do I feel is the better brand. Is it SmackDown? Is it Raw? Like, my favorite character is on SmackDown. My favorite women's character is on SmackDown. But then again, the more people I like are on Raw. So I still have to make that decision. But so the match for me, you know what I'm saying, it was a little bit better than it was for y'all because y'all already know all this shit. But I can definitely see where y'all coming from.
all right.
Boom, you already know the main event for WrestleMania and the Royal Rumble. Boom.
Yeah. Oh, but that actually brings up an interesting point, B. How do you feel about the rumor that Triple H is going to wrestle Jinder at the next pay-per-view?
Jinder, them two are fighting when they go to India.
Which?
That's not gonna be. That's not pay-per-view.
Okay.
That's in December.
Okay.
December 8th and 9th, they going to India, and Jinder is shouts at Triple H. But the catch-22 to that is AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal tomorrow night on SmackDown, and I think he's going to win a title back.
No, I don't think he will.
If he wins the title back, I will be highly upset at that. I think AJ deserves to hold that thing.
Oh, absolutely he does. And Jinder absolutely does not. So, it's like...
Because keep in mind, the only reason why Brock didn't want to fight Jinder is because Brock said he's still on my level. Pretty much, keep it short, sweet.
I mean, yeah, but
Right,
also
I mean,
keep
so
in
that openly
mind
means AJ needs to have that belt.
But that openly also means that Jinder is trash. Like, Brock isn't wrong in saying that.
I like Jinder though.
How do you like him? How, Sway?
How?
Yo, come on.
He's a new face.
He's the fucking Bailey of the men's division. Like, he's boring.
The same people over and over and over again.
Okay, but there's nothing wrong with having the same people if they're good.
It is. You get tired of seeing him as champion.
Well, then that means they need to give some better people a push, not just a new face.
Right, like...
I'm tired of seeing her. Like,
you're tired of seeing Brock because you don't like Brock.
That's not it at all. I need him to be more of a
So you're gonna tell me if Sasha was the champion for 2 years straight, you'd have a problem with it?
Actually, yes.
I don't believe you for a second. You a bold-faced liar.
No, because it'll get boring.
It's not boring if you're putting on good matches, though.
Right, I mean, like, honestly, I feel like why doesn't Sasha have a belt when every top match I've seen involves her, regardless of who she's going against? Bailey, Bailey or Little Rick or a triple threat or a fatal 4-way. It's always the boss is in it. Like, how do you not have a belt? But hey,
right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I was gonna say if anyone should have the belt other than AJ, it should openly be fucking Kevin Owens. So
yeah, I agree with that.
Like, those are the only two people I can see carrying the WWE Championship. I mean, I like Baron Corbin, but I just don't fuck with Sami Zayn, honestly. And that's just a personal thing. I'm not even gonna try to sugarcoat it. Like, it's nothing about his wrestling ability. I just don't fuck with him. The Crips don't fuck with him. Nobody fucks with him. I'm just not about it. It's like, I just don't fuck with him. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Kevin Owens. maybe Dolph Ziggler, but they're never gonna push him again because they just don't love Dolph anymore. They've gotten over the Dolph hump. Now they just hate him. Baron Corbin, nah, he ain't ready for the heavyweight belt yet.
He's not ready.
Ginger sucks. Like, openly, he's trash. I'm sorry. He's fucking garbage. Like, as how you feel about Alexa, I feel probably worse about Jinder. Like, I cannot stand him. His matches are boring as fuck. He has no in-ring ability. And he still has the handicap, like The Miz, of needing 2 goddamn bodyguards to interfere for him just to win a match. Randy Orton couldn't put Jinder over for me. That tells you how bad Jinder is. Like, oh, okay, I got my Jinder Mahal rant out of my system. Fuck that guy.
Thank you.
Modern day Maharaja.
Yeah, I haven't even seen dude get down yet. I've just seen promos and I'm not impressed.
Well, all you need to know is he's fucking hot ass. Like, he's garbage, and you're not missing anything. Nah, I'm talking like you're not missing anything by not seeing him wrestle. It's a blessing, not a curse.
That's it.
If he had gone in there with Brock, it would have been a 2-minute match because Brock wouldn't have even let him get a word in edgewise on like offense. It would have been like he would have come in like, Brock, okay, so you're gonna throw me around for like 3 minutes and then I'm gonna start to mount some offense, and Brock would just be like, no, like I'm going to throw you around for 2 minutes and then I'm going to F5 you and then I'm going the fuck home because you're beneath me.
I didn't come here for this.
Ain't nobody come here for all that.
Where's AJ?
So, anyway, that's my Jinder Mahal rant for the evening. But that brings us into Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, baby. I loved Raw tonight.
I openly didn't get to watch it, but I caught the highlights on the, like, internet reviews, so I knew what was going on. I didn't get to watch it firsthand.
Raw was okay.
I liked it.
The best moment of the night was when Paige returned.
Hell yes, our girl is back, and I'm so happy.
Paige, I did like the Paige thing. She just so you know, petty, openly little girl squealed when Paige came out and interrupted the Fatal 4-Way women's match.
I sure did. And when she said she didn't come alone, that fucked me up. Like,
yeah,
you ready to come out?
I mean, in my eyes, she basically formed the female Shield. She's got 2 heavy hitters.
PMS. It's the new school PMS. For those of you who don't know who PMS is,
enlighten.
That was Jacqueline and Terry Reynolds.
Well, I'm gonna need them. That is a horribly offensive name for women to have. Oh my God, WWE has to just chill with some of that shit.
It goes with their names though. PMS actually goes with their
I know, but really though, PMS, like the women have to be PMS. Like that's
Wait, it's time out. So what?
Yeah, here you go. It just sunk in. I guess a women's faction or a women's tag team back in the day was PMS. Like,
which was Jacqueline and Tori Reynolds.
Well, how?
I'm sorry, might be saying her name wrong. The one that used to manage the Hardy Boys.
Wait, so how's that they?
So how was their name PMS?
Right, yeah.
That's what they named them as. That's what Vince named them as.
No, but you said it went with their names though.
Oh no, I'm talking about Paige, the new ones.
Oh, Paige, Mendoza,
Paige,
and Rose or something like that. Or yeah, I don't think they have an S. I thought the other girl's name was Rose.
Yeah, I don't know, but either way.
Yeah, they can't do it. Please don't name them anything that were.
Openly happy. She's my favorite diva that's still on the roster, so.
Paige, Mandy, and Sonya. I might be saying her name wrong, but yeah.
But yeah, and I like that they brought in MMA Girl.
That was fresh. Mandy.
It was nice to see them bring in like an actual fighter type build as a female wrestler, so I fuck with it.
I was upset she had to kick the boss.
And yeah.
It's alright. But speaking of that though, old girl, the Rose chick, that move she hitting Mickey James with, that was nice. That was nice. held her for a good, 3-4 seconds or something. Dropped her on her shit. That was real nice coming in. You know what I'm saying? And Paige did her little modified DDT.
Rampage. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, her little say so. I liked her little talk when she first came out. It was real. Was saying the words of petty. It was real cute or whatever. She was real, real swaggish on her part. She came out kind of real nonchalant. Like B says, they're trying to bring her as a heel, and that won't go over. But I don't know. I kind of see the heel in her, like not necessarily like the hated heel,
the fans is not going to accept that. We're just happy that she's back. This has been a long time coming.
Right.
And sure, you know this. It has been a very long time coming.
Now, her returning.
And we openly know that, let's be real, the biggest reason why she took so long to come back is because of that sex tape getting leaked.
Right.
And she couldn't keep it to her fucking pistol.
I mean,
and
hey, but Van Dam was always high.
But
yeah, because they didn't want her to date Alberto Del Rio and didn't have it, so yeah.
Yeah.
My thing about her though coming back is this brings me back to my point of they got to come with more women's belts. Bring back the TBT title, bring back the European title, or whatever belt you need to bring back and make it women's titles, because you're stacking your rosters with this female talent now. SmackDown, maybe not as much. Maybe some of the Raw girls are going to have to migrate to SmackDown. Like B was talking about it earlier, and now it makes sense, especially with Paige and her little entourage coming back. You got to move like the Boss and maybe even the Huggable one over to SmackDown, so that way it can beef up their roster a little bit instead of just having it be the Hart Foundation versus the Flair. Because right now at Raw, what angle are they going? Paige is back. She has her goons with her. Is she coming for the belt again? Is the Boss really ever going to get a fair shot? Or are we still inevitably going to go down this crash course of Bliss getting squashed by Asuka? What are we doing? You have so much chaos in their division now, and it's all revolved around one belt. How is this going to play out? Like, it was a fatal 4-way that was about to be a #1 contender match that literally got obliterated by them showing up. And then they stomped out Bliss in the back room, so...
Oh, you did fuck Bliss up, and I enjoy seeing that one. Oh my gosh. They fucked her up. Something terrible. They fucked her little ass up.
I was gonna say, well, she was so damn little, shit. She barely came up to Paige's damn tits. So... I don't know. I guess it was confusing on the where is this going type thing. Like, is it going to just be her and this goon squad tearing up, just beating the shit out of everybody until she finally gets her title shot? And if so, what happens with Asuka? Because obviously we know how winning streaks just don't die in professional wrestling, let alone WWE. They just don't go anywhere that easy. And since they're billing her on being undefeated, I mean, she squashed the bitch tonight. We knew they weren't going to lose Survivor Series because that would have to put a L in her column. Where, like, she's basically on the crash course for the belt. Is she going to beat Bliss? Is Bliss going to start this thing with Paige? Because she basically wrote her off, or she basically wrote off the whole division before Paige came out. Like, y'all don't deserve shit, and I'm out on y'all hoes. And then Kurt Angle came out like, nah, you gonna fight whoever wins. And then Paige was like, nah, fuck all y'all hoes. So yeah, I have no clue what's happening there.
Well, we need to just stay tuned and see.
So, any other highlights of the night that you wanna?
I hate the Braun and Kane shit. I mean, I got a lot to say, obviously. This is my second Raw in a long time. I can't stand this Braun and Kane shit. That shit irritated my soul. I would have much rather seen what me and you talked about, Sean, the other night, that Braun going a rampage and then, like, fuck everybody. Y'all came to this SmackDown thing. Y'all billed me all week. Like, yeah, Raw, SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown, A show, A show, A show, and we get there and you guys are all in your feelings, bickering with each other like a bunch of pussies, and I'm here to handle business, and then you pull this little bullshit at the end of the match, Hunter, and then Braun comes out full force, bat out of hell, straight into the ring, straight into Triple H's face, like, what the fuck's up? Bust a move, boss. Bust a fucking move. I want you to. Do it, please do it. To the point where Stephanie, snake ass, jumps out the back of the ring like, sorry babe, but handle that, King of Kings. And she dips the set on him. You know, Triple, he does what he does, and he directs it on to Jordan. Jordan was basically gonna die if it wasn't for Kane coming out. So it's just, I don't want to see another monster versus monster thing. Like, I can even say I've seen that too much. Like, not every 7-footer has to go toe-to-toe with another 7-footer. Like, at this point, y'all should have been, if the women can evolve, y'all 7-footers should be able to evolve at this point too. What else did I get? The match with, who was it? I'm loving Dean more and more every time I see him. Dean and Sheamus went at it. I'm Dean, the whole psycho thing. I'm getting it. I'm liking it.
Yeah, he really enjoyed Raw tonight.
Yeah. Oh,
He really enjoyed
I
Raw tonight.
hate that damn Miz TV shit. The only thing that came out of it is that it led to Roman getting the belt, and it also kind of let me see that Roman might be actually finding his stride on the mic if he's just maybe a witty comeback person and not necessarily try to talk and carry it. Dean carried it, Seth dropped in, and then Blood, Sweat, and Beers, what's up, homie? But yeah, the whole little, you know, anybody's gonna be ungrateful. Probably the guy who lost. Like, that was great to me. Like, that, I know he's not supposed to be known for his promos and stuff, but easily coming, like, it was an easy thing to come at, and he took the shots that needed to be taken at the Miz. Like, you up here talking big shit, you want us to thank you for reuniting us and shit, which the fans did, because, like, yeah, I guess you can blame the Miz for them getting back together. So, and the fans love the Shield, so they, you know, they thank the Miz, but them themselves, the Shields, being the monster that they are, they're like, the fuck? We're not about to fucking thank you. Nigga, you lost. Why are you even talking this boss to us? Like, we won our match. You're really the only person on the on the card that lost who wasn't supposed to lose. You lost to a new guy. Michael Campbell says he's glad Paige is back.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying one of the, yeah, I said one of the
Paige is
comments is, yeah, glad Paige is back.
Yeah, Ben Balor and Samoa Joe, that one took over. That should have been the main event. I'm sorry, they should have opened the show with that.
Oh yeah,
That's
that.
really
Yeah, they definitely
that was a
shouldn't open the show
phenomenal
with that. That was, yeah, and it definitely could have used more time too. But that's what I was saying. That's what that pay-per-view did for me. Survivor Series made me want to see Finn and Samoa. But I'm very happy that Roman has that belt, because I'm so done with the Miz.
Oh, well, he getting ready to drop it, so I can't even be too mad. He getting ready to drop it.
As long as he don't drop it to the Miz, I'm cool.
He might drop it back to the Miz, and Miz will make history by being, what is it, the 8-time champion, some shit like that. 8-time Intercontinental champion. Yes.
I hope he runs off into the sunset, because I'm tired of his shit. Like, just simple as that. I just don't want to hear or see or have anything else to do with the Miz.
It's whatever at this point. The road to WrestleMania starts at the Royal Rumble, and it's going to be time to be glued right back on in.
When's Rumble?
January.
January the 29th, I believe. NXT is the 28th. I'm not looking at the calendar right now.
Well, best pay-per-view of the year will be before then, so. That's the one I'm really looking forward to. Alpha versus Omega.
What is that?
That's what is it? Wrestle Kingdom, whatever, New Japan's pay-per-view.
Oh,
Japan's coming up.
Jericho versus Omega. Yeah, that's
January,
going
what is it, 6th or the 9th or something like that.
It's January 6th or some shit.
Yeah. I might have the link right on my Facebook. It'll be sitting right there watching it.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be. I'm openly excited to see that now. Just from that little tag match you showed me with him and Asuka. Is there anything else on Raw? Oh, the damn. Why? What the fuck is up with the guitar dude? Like, was that necessary at all?
Elias.
Yeah,
I hate him.
like, was it needed? That was a waste. Like, y'all didn't have anything better to do than have him come out and do that nonsense and then get into that little... Like, them two, what they did was basically like those two kids in school that talk all that shit, and when they finally fight, they just start grabbing each other and roll on the ground for a couple minutes so the teachers come break them up. That's literally all that was. Like, it was so unneeded. Once again, you could have let Finn and Samoa go longer than put that shit in there. If you just had the available open space. Oh, Enzo had his little thing. Yeah, I'm really not getting where they're going with this cruiserweight thing. I can see why Enzo had to drag them out of the grave right now.
Oh, I have nothing to say bad about Elias. Just need to work a little bit more.
I mean, I'll keep my opinions for his ring work until I see him, but that whole guitar and the talking thing was just corny. I'm not buying your... I don't even understand you, let alone buying what you're selling.
Okay, well, look. I'm going to sleep. Gotta be up in like 2 hours.
Okay, well...
I just didn't want to just turn my mic off and turn
That,
my game off.
I mean, so that means I'm assuming Petty does not have any closing thoughts then. So Sean, you have any closing thoughts?
Champions coming up.
What's that?
Coming from Boston, live from Boston. December like 19th, something like that. The week before Christmas.
Oh,
Sunday before Christmas. So yeah.
Okay. So and that's the
SmackDown.
Okay.
Which reiterates that I'm definitely gonna need to record SmackDown tomorrow to see where they go with their angles now.
Yeah, I'm interested to see SmackDown. Raw was kind of predictable what was going to happen. I'm very interested. Other than Sammy and KO, I don't know what the fuck Raw got in the store, so I'm definitely ready to see that.
It's gonna be some retaliation for how Sammy and Kevin Owens made SmackDown lose. They probably put them in a match against each other. They probably find out who will be the new #1 contender for Clash of Champions for the women's title. AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal for the title in the main event. And promos in between those shits. Whatever.
You don't think anyone gets a call up?
No.
No. Alright.
Maybe
Short
at the
and
Rumble,
sweet.
but not right now.
Not until the Rumble. Yeah, possible. Yeah. It's possible. I guess other than that, shameless plug for our show plans before then.
But be on the lookout for within the next week or two for the top 10 best matches of WWE with Sean and Don and Petty. If you have your matches, leave them in the comment section. We're gonna check them out.
Yeah.
And we go from there.
Yeah.
I
Did
said
I get that
you.
right? I think I got that right.
Yes, sir.
Well, mine'll be more than just WWE, but yeah,
Well,
general
you know what?
gist
You're
of it.
I don't know nothing but WWE, so screw him. But yeah,
No. Hi, hater.
that's fine. I will argue with you, but I just ain't got the energy. I don't. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't have the energy.
I feel you. Go get some
Give me the
Resby.
ball. Yes. Yes. Petty B is out. Toodles, bye. Whatever. Rocks. I don't give a fuck.
Once again, Petty B, ladies and gentlemen. But
Right.
as we said, you know, we'll be back for Clash of Champions mid-December. Before then, we're going to hit you with the greatest matches of all time, as through the eyes of the boy Petty and your boy Shana Don. I'll be there moderating as always. Anybody, you know, you can catch me on. Probably going to start using my Twitter a lot more for this whole WWE thing, which is the same as the what is this? A YouTube channel. Jose_Inc. I said, yeah. Say goodbye to the people, Sean.
Goodbye, YouTube. Y'all have a good night.
I said, we'll catch y'all the next time. Be on the lookout. I said, you hear me? Oh, don't know. So you heard me if you're worthy. And we are out.